It is the final round of the Preserve Championship designed by LaVisca Disc Golf. We are at the Black Bear course, one of 3 on the property. We're about halfway through the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Madison Walker.
And I'm Erika Stinchcomb, and we are 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Yeah, it was windy today.
Understatement.
Windy, blustery, gusty, swirly,
Sustained, swirly,
blistering. Some of these words we'll use later.
Paige Pierce, Ella Hansen, Missy Gannon, and Holyn Handley will be dealing with the north wind conditions. It was very chilly too, very different from 2 days ago when it was 95 and still. Hole 1. You guys have seen it. You just throw it out here into the open. Avoid the tall grass on the left-hand side. Your second shot goes across this tall grass and the water. Crash into this well-guarded green with these trees all around and hopefully stick near the basket. Today it was a ripping tailwind off the tee pad.
We are about to send off our lead card in FPO. First up, trying to get her initials on the Preserve Championship trophy for the second time, from Pensacola, Florida, 5-time world champion Paige Pierce.
Yeah, tail right to left cross. That's more like it.
If you haven't seen the trophy before, there it is on the left. That bear on the log.
It's the heaviest trophy all year, and also the coolest.
Paige going with her surge, SS. Trying to work that angle in the tailwind. Actually surprised it didn't stable out more, but she's way down there.
It's okay to go in the tall grass on the right because it is not out of bounds.
Next up from Seattle, Washington, please make some noise for Ella Hansen.
Ella really making a name for herself. We watched her yesterday. She was 7 down. She's only 3 strokes back of Paige. This is a DD3 on a really excellent line.
From Beacon, New York, let's hear it for Missy Gannon.
We saw Missy a bunch of times on lead card last year. She has been right in the top 10 very consistently this year. Get to watch her attack again today.
Yeah, she also shot a +7 yesterday. I would say we were looking at least sustained 20-mile-per-hour winds when I looked it up, but gusts higher than that. Missy with a smooth thrasher.
And from Austin, Texas, please give it up for Holyn Handley.
We haven't seen Holyn quite as much on coverage. She's a DD-sponsored player, and she can rip it.
Yeah,
She shot a 9 down yesterday.
She comes from Ultimate. She's got really good angle control, puts a lot of spin on the disc, just like Ella. And she's super athletic, does a lot of weightlifting. So she's got really muscular legs and core, and she can really get that disc to go far. She might be dealing with some lead card nerves today. She hasn't gotten to do this very much yet, but I know she will have a lot of experience in the future because she crushes and her putt is super solid.
I'm wondering if she's still going across from here. It looks like it. Oh, yeah, that's a rive in her hand.
Ooh, look at that wind action.
Yeah. I don't know if that made it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it came up short. It kind of lifted and then plummeted.
Yeah.
Plummeted.
It was one of those days where the flag just blows out and makes that noise all day. But it was to the point where the wind was blowing so hard that it was bending the flagpole on top of the basket. Missy buzzes the basket nice and low. She'll be right around circle's edge for her birdie putt.
It was a thrasher, not a buzz.
No surprise.
Paige a little farther than the previous 2 days. Oh, that tree gives her a nice friendly nudge into the circle.
I swear the wind was harder on this green than it was anywhere else on the course, except for maybe 18's tee pad. You guys will see that later.
18's green was pretty brutal, too.
Yeah.
Love the sound of that wind.
And, I mean, look at it ripping straight out of Ella's hand, taking control of the disc.
Yeah, wow.
Got some nice little ground play, even though she kind of smushes it into the side of the hill.
Yeah, again, Ella just gets so much spin on her disc. They like to keep going even when they hit the ground.
24% of the field getting a birdie on hole 1. That's lower than the days past, and no question it's because of the conditions.
So that was Holyn throwing 4 with the OB stroke. It looks like she landed around circle's edge. Missy for birdie. Long look. Boom. What a way to start.
In the headwind? Come on. Look at that flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's watch this one in slow-mo. She's got such solid spin on her putt.
She putts with Challenger SS's, and what a thing of beauty.
Yeah, dead in the center. With a little slow-mo fist pump.
Slow-mo fist bumps are like oddly inspiring. Holyn for a bogey.
Wow.
Wow. Great putt.
I like her crowd wave. That's a good one.
Let's see it.
Yay.
Let's see it.
Just outside the circle. Like I said earlier, solid putt.
Yeah, she really gets a lot of oomph behind it. A lot of spin on the disc.
Yes.
Paige for birdie. Nice.
Ella has to take a knee here for her birdie putt. Leaves it just a little bit low.
Oh, what a good spread. 2 birdies, a par, and a bogey.
Moving on to one of the woodiest.
Yeah. It's 280 feet through a double mandatory. You want to work this right side. Mid-range is probably the most common play, but we've seen some fairway drivers. No OB, really. There's some way on the left, but it would be a disaster on the woodiest of wood holes on this course.
Woodliest.
Yeah.
It was pretty consistent left to right here, maybe a little bit headwind.
Yep.
Paige taking another sneaker gap like she did yesterday. Works out. She's going to be right around circle's edge.
Missy is throwing a Z Swirl Undertaker. Seeing people disc up in this wind. Wow.
Taking
All right.
the same gap.
This is just outside the circle.
I think a lot of people are comfy throwing mid-ranges here, but with this wind, it did make you want to disc up a little
Absolutely.
bit. You wanted something a little faster to maybe cut through the wind more.
Not Ella.
She's throwing a putter.
That's a tactic, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Whoa. I mean, that was yanked pretty far to the right, but she gets way down there.
Just finding fairways that don't exist.
Let's see if Holyn can draw it up a little cleaner.
There we go.
Oh, I like that.
Nice and high, using the ceiling, using all the airspace she can get. She'll filter out a little bit left around circle's edge, but she'll have a tailwind putt.
That was her verdict. Paige with a long look. At least 50 feet, maybe closer to 60.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Good run.
Very pure line.
Yeah, this green doesn't look too windy for them. Definitely a lot of swirling. Anytime the wind died down, you're like, oh, is it my turn? I'm ready.
Yeah. You try to beat it, and then it kicks back up from a different direction.
Yeah, definitely changed. Holyn for her birdie.
Wow.
Man.
Such a good bit. And that's from a standstill straddle putt, too. Getting a lot of power.
Yeah, pretty wide straddle. Like, that didn't look like a comfortable straddle putt. I hope we get some good visuals of this gallery because it was pretty massive.
Yeah, it was huge.
Thank you, Minnesota.
And thunderous. Good roars. Only 5 birdies on this hole. Less than we've seen in days past. And I think, again, we can chalk it up to the conditions. This elevated basket, putting in the wind, is very challenging, very mental. There was 73% of the field with pars.
Yeah, putting on elevated baskets in the wind is always tough because you have to expose it, your nose angle upwards, and the wind can have its way with the putter.
Mm-hmm. Hole 3 is a pretty straightforward, wide open, 324-foot par 3. There is the little hill on the left-hand side that you want to avoid because there is some out of bounds down there if you skip too far. The tree line on the right does have some water, the old Mississippi River, if you flip into there. So you want to avoid that, but the way is to kind of ride that tree line on the right-hand side.
Like this.
Again, we had a left to right wind here, so it makes this shot especially scary.
Wow.
Paige makes it look easy.
I think that's the same shot she threw yesterday. I'm pretty sure that's a Raptor, but wow. It was like identical.
You really have to trust that your disc is not going to show the underside when it's doing that little hyzer flip up the right side. Missy throwing a thrasher again, I'm sure. Super guess. But she trusts that disc in the wind. Got a lot of field work with it in the first handful of tournaments that were all wide open, windy.
Yeah, it filters down to just outside the circle. We saw Ella throw MD3 yesterday. I believe that's the same disc today. Wow. She's got to be the only person throwing a mid-range on this hole.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, just kidding.
Holyn is too.
This is a trust.
Okay, these are ultimate. This is an ultimate player thing.
Yeah.
They just love their mid ranges.
Yeah, I mean, profile's more similar to an ultimate lid, I guess.
They've got
Taller
that spin
edges.
down. Yeah,
Wow.
they've got the spin down. They've got the angle down, and they're both in the circle.
Yeah, those were both gorgeous. Also, the rule of commentary is as soon as you say something, you're immediately proven wrong. No declarative sentences today, like that one. Just dang, Holyn 1 inch too high for her birdie putt. Ella 1 inch too low.
So impressive, these mid range shots.
Yeah, bummer
Especially
not to
just
see
in
him
this
convert.
wind.
Mm-hmm. Paige getting the only birdie here, looking like. Bumps her up to a 5-stroke lead.
And what a start.
Yeah. Hole 4, you're trying to throw something from left to right, so an anhyzer shot or perhaps a forehand, though we haven't seen it. If you can get past these trees, you are in really good shape to throw down this very narrow, scary tunnel. This is played as, I think, the second hardest hole, and it is so difficult to birdie. We've seen a few, but to get through that tunnel all the way down to the pin is really difficult. Also, the wind, I believe, was right to left, so it was fighting the disc. It was really hard to get your disc to fight through the wind.
And if you show any sort of hyzer angle for a right-hand backhand player, it would blow it straight. Now, straight is okay, too straight is okay, but if you go too far, it does cut off the angle a little bit in the opposite direction because of some low-hanging branches. But that wasn't really a problem here because of what the wind was doing. It wasn't letting you go super far.
So you can see these ladies kind of just throwing straighter, because if you throw really high anhyzer, it kind of just burns down towards the ground and then can turn into a roller. We saw this roller from Ella yesterday as well. DD3, it hits Paige's disc. That's wild. I've never seen that
I've
before.
never seen that either.
Wow, Ella's going to be pretty far. I mean, she'll have something for sure.
Holyn also
Okay.
throwing a roller?
Very cool.
Who are these people?
I don't know, but that one is just how you draw it up.
Oh
She
my
missed
God.
Paige's disc. That was a freedom.
She just takes those two trees out of play. That roller went every bit of 450 feet. That was unbelievable. Perfectly placed.
I'm going to go play Ultimate for 10 years, and then I'm going to come back to this sport.
That sounds like a good 10-year plan.
Thank you. Missy gets caught up in those trees. Hopefully she'll have a look to pitch up.
Yeah, that's a pretty normal landing zone for your second shot. Lots of scramble opportunities in there. Paige a little more pinched as well, but she finds her way into the center and is just okay with taking a par here.
Yeah, that was a pretty shot and very smart layup. So we saw Evelina go from here in round 1. It's actually a hyzer angle.
It is a narrow gap still. Lots of trees to fight through. Ella does make it through a lot of them. Not quite sure where she landed, but she'll have a long putt.
Mm-hmm.
And Holyn's just facing the gap, just no prob. Oh, just
Doesn't
a little
quite
low.
get the ground action.
Yeah, it seems like it grabbed up pretty well. Oh my god. It's been a long weekend, folks. Long weekend.
Paige maybe giving it a bit of a run there. Missy following Paige with that Crystal Fierce action. It's even the same color. Puts it in the bullseye. Ella, long circle 2 look. Woo! Good run.
I think we've seen 5 birdies on this hole in the last 2 days. We only saw 1 birdie today.
No, it was not Holyn.
Yeah, got to see some looks. I actually got to watch it on my card. Macy Vela Diaz got the 3. She made probably about a 35 or 38 foot putt. It was very impressive.
Where'd she land off the tee?
Out where everyone else lands, by the trees.
Wow.
Yep, it was a really good second shot. They got some good ground play. 4 feels good on this hole, though. Everyone's happy with that. And we take the long walk to one of the most difficult holes on the course. It's a par 5. A lot of people do just cut it into 5 sections and just chip up to the green. You can get more aggressive off the tee if you want. Try to get to this corner on your second shot and then throw down this tunnel on your third to get that birdie. I think we saw some potential 3 from Ella yesterday and maybe one from Paige as well. Let's see what they do today. You could definitely feel the wind down this fairway, even though there are so many trees.
Yeah, it was a little more guarded on this tunnel. Paige just throwing a fierce. This is her game plan, all 3 rounds. But as soon as you turn the corner, it becomes like a ripping headwind.
So hole 4 played as the 3rd most difficult hole. This plays as the 2nd. So back to back, double whammy. Keep the focus on. Missy did something similar yesterday, throwing a hyzer and just letting it finish out into the middle. It gets tangled up though, and it's going to make that second shot very difficult.
Mm-hmm. Holyn going fairway driver. It's 2.
Oh,
whoa!
What?
Wow!
This is such an aggressive
That is an
shot.
escape, and it flips even though it was so high, and she gets to the corner.
That play is
your
like,
words.
That play is high chaos because when it's that high, it can go so deep in those woods and they're so hard to get out of. I mean, she trusted her disc so much.
Yeah.
Holy,
I think
that
she
just blew
might
my
be
mind.
in the tangled up in that corner, but that was unreal.
That just blew my mind. Seeing someone throw this particular shot that high.
Ella throwing a forehand, gets a little caught up in that corner. She's out of position for the birdie, but can still par from there. Paige taking that same Crystal Fierce, throwing a backhand and hyzer. She's been throwing this a little too straight. This time 2 turned over. She's on the right side.
Missy, not a lot to work with here. She's probably just trying to get a little bit down the fairway, but pretty straight, not do anything crazy.
I don't know.
Ooh,
That's a little crazy.
That was a little crazy. But it ended up well.
Mm-hmm.
Bounced kind of backwards into the fairway. She'll have a fairly straight shot.
Okay, so Holyn ended up behind this corner tree, throwing a high and hyzer
Wow.
forehand into the center.
So good.
Uh-huh. Yeah, look at that flag. The wind is just gushing through that tunnel. Can wind gush? It's not a liquid.
Wow, great shot from Missy. Gets halfway down that tunnel fairway, and she'll have a long putt.
Mm-hmm. Hello with a wide, patent pending stance. That's a really tight angle.
Oof.
That's
She'll
gonna
have.
be a rough spot.
Yeah, she's gonna be left with a pretty rough patent pending. Like we see from Paige here, she's also trying to battle that corner.
Hmm.
We also
Paige
have no
might
idea.
have a little gap. We'll see. We just generally have no idea.
This hole averaged at almost a full stroke over par for the FPO field.
Holyn throwing a putter down there. It flips a little bit. She's maybe 40 feet away.
The birdie look. Look at how wide this straddle stance is. Having to throw all arm. Hoping to get lucky through that left side, but it gets tangled up.
Yeah, so difficult to get that to release straight down a tunnel. Like when your body is that way, you just end up throwing an anhyzer.
2 back-to-back patent pendings. That is so classic on this hole.
Uh-huh.
Checks up okay. It'll be right around 25 feet. I believe that is for her par. This is Missy for her birdie. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
cool.
Dang.
Yeah, that was sweet.
This is Holyn
I
for...
believe for her par.
Yep. So much wind on this green. It was very impressive. There's so many trees. You feel like you're in a wooded fairway, but it's just blustery, swirly wind in there.
Ella, I think that was for her par as well.
There was only one birdie on the day today.
Good par putt from Paige.
And I don't want to brag, but it was me.
Wow, you should brag. You should
Honk.
brag. Oh no.
Oh, what a great comeback putt. Yeah, there was 45% of the field with a par and 53% of the field with a bogey or worse. This hole played harder than it has in days past.
Oh yeah, I forgot that first long putt was for Holyn's birdie. Dang. So Ella bogey, Holyn bogey, and Missy and Paige with pars. Let's check in.
Not nearly as many people under par today. The conditions were brutal, but look at Heidi.
Wow. 5 down through 8.
She was on my card. She's from Estonia. She just was birdieing everything, making it look absolutely easy, like the conditions didn't exist. Everyone else hovering around even par-ish.
I think this is her first time in the States too, isn't it?
Yep.
Hole 6, not much to it. It's 330 feet straight ahead. It is a little bit uphill, and there's foliage on the sides that can get you if you're not careful. The wind, I wrote meh in my notes because it wasn't too terrible right here. It's kind of protected.
Yeah, one of the few places that it was a little bit blocked.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So just Paige
Just put
parking
in the
it
wood
with
chips.
a passion. The wood chips that are 1 foot away from the basket.
This played as the second easiest hole of the day. But
Yeah, again, a little guarded.
But still only about a quarter of the field taking a birdie here. There just wasn't a lot of birdieing happening in these conditions. It was so hard to get to the basket and to maintain control of your disc.
Yeah. Missy gets inside the circle with her thrasher. This is a really common mistake, flipping it into the right side, which can be pretty dense, though. I think Holyn is on the edge, and maybe even into circle 2. Hard to say.
I know we've heard from Ella in the past. They throw a lot of flippier discs, the ultimate players do, because they're used to putting that spin and that angle on it. So when it gets windy and blustery like this, some of the ultimate crossover players struggle a little bit. We can see Holyn and Ella both accidentally turning their disc in these windy conditions. We'll see if maybe they can't clean it up a little bit once we get in a little bit more wide open.
Ella was short on her long birdie look. Holyn from 60-ish. leaves it short as well. Missy from edge of the circle, just outside. A little low.
Nice par conversion after a slow roll.
Looks like Paige is going to increase her lead to 6.
Hole 7 is a whopping 960 feet. You want to throw one out into the middle. Your second shot, get past this corner where the water is, and hopefully get up near the tall grass. Or if you're trying to be more aggressive, taking this right-hand side that the drone is flying through. Your third shot can ideally maybe get on this green, but it is low ceiling and it is a testy shot. You might see a lot of people throwing a big turnover around that center tree cluster. We saw Paige do that yesterday and have a tap-in putt for her birdie. See how this hole handles. The wind was nice and blocked because it was a right to left, and that big tree line was not letting much through. That's a big oops.
Yeah.
We'll see how deep in the woods her disc found itself.
When I came through, it was more of a tailwind. But it does look quite calm. Yeah, Missy's flips pretty hard as well, similar to Paige's. She goes, oh.
It's very tempting here to try to get as much as possible off the tee to set yourself up for that birdie. You can see both Paige and Missy really putting everything they have into this drive.
Holyn does as well. She's on the left side edge. Sometimes the footing can be tricky there, but Holyn got a little bit more forward progression, I think.
The tall grass here is safe, just the water is out of bounds. Ella and Holyn both trickling into that left side tall grass, trying to set themselves up for their second shot.
2 on the left, 2 on the right. Let's try to work back to the center. Missy flips it a little bit, but this time she's in the short grass, and she's making good forward progress.
Paige looking like she's forced to take a standstill for her second shot.
Wow, still a good shot though.
Yep, gets past that corner. She might be kind of pinched up against that tall grass, but
Yeah, it'll be difficult for her to birdie, but she can easily par from there. Holyn going rive off the tee. She's going left side of that big tree. Beautiful shot.
Gets almost to the tall grass on her second shot. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and that left side leaves that nice straight approach.
Ella looks like she's opting for the standstill as well on her second shot. But also getting to the tall grass.
Wow, they're
Unbelievable.
like shot for shot right now.
Yeah.
Ella and Holyn.
And it is so impressive to have one of your shots be a standstill and land in that tall grass.
Mm-hmm.
Missy's still trying to force that inside route. Might be kind of tangled up with the tree clump in the middle, but we'll see. There's a nice little step out sidearm option in there.
Paige with her Surge SS. Trying to birdie the hole. It's a circle two's edge.
Holyn gonna flex her forehand skills here. She's got a nice, powerful sidearm.
Whoa.
Flips it a little bit though, and
Oh, it's terrible in there.
oh no,
It's really bad in there.
it is bad.
There's like a
Mosquito cave.
yeah. Uh-huh.
It's a pond.
It's casual, but it's awful.
And it's deep. You can easily lose a disc in there.
Ella with her sidearm getting to just outside the circle. Missy, pretty tricky little upshot here, especially for the backhand. I think it calls for a sidearm. You can kind of sneak it under that one tree with a straight low shot just like that.
Wow.
What control?
Yeah, such a technical shot, even in this wind. And it checks up nicely on the hill. This is a very steep green.
That was Missy's Big Z Mantis. Wow, we can't even see Holyn.
Impressive that she gets out of there. There's so many small little twiggy trees.
Paige with that one low-hanging branch in her way. She'll take a par.
This is for Holyn's par.
Dang, good effort.
And this is Ella for birdie. The only birdie look on the card. Oh, so close. There was only 2 birdies on the day in the FPO field. Maria Oliva and Jennifer Allen taking 4s.
Yeah, this one played a lot tougher today.
They all did.
Yeah, right. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, just wait till we get to the
12 more
back 9,
times.
y'all.
Oh, God.
With the front 9, we did at least have some tailwind helping on some of the holes.
Yeah, the
but
back 9, you turn around, it's all headwind.
all the way back home.
Hole 8, water carry hole. If you do not cross the water, there is a drop zone that calls for a sidearm. We've seen, I think, every single person make it across, though, on feature and lead card. Flipping up something and pushing straight towards the woods is usually the play.
The only thing is we had a right to left crosswind here, and so if you show any sort of angle to the disc here, it definitely carries it way more left than you want. Paige throws a slower speed disc though, and it doesn't get quite affected by the wind. This tee pad's a little funny too. It's tiled. It definitely gets in my head.
Ooh,
Missy
Awesome.
ace running.
and trees keeping it close. This tee pad messes with me too. It's a little short. And yeah, a lot of big cracks. Ella going link again. Her
Wow.
putter.
Look at this, putting it so high so the putter has time to glide. That's just an absolute insane choice with this much wind. I mean, it is.
Oh, it worked.
It worked fine, but that is just not something that you see a lot of people doing.
No, I mean, even Holyn is disking up to a trust, which is a stable mid-range.
Ooh, looking real stable in this wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, people like Ella and Holyn coming into the sport are really bending the
Reality?
Yeah, bending our brains of
Like what is normal.
Yeah, forcing us to consider new options.
Yeah, it's
I love
pretty
it.
awesome to watch. Holyn hits the koozie and rolls to about 20 feet. Paige for birdie.
Again, played as one of the easiest holes on the course. 37% with a birdie. Paige just tickling those left side chains for hers.
There we go. Ella's been all over the basket today. She finally cashes a good one.
With a putter off the tee.
Putter.
At the preserve. Just Blows my mind. Missy using the tree backboard. Birdie.
Missy playing super clean. She's 2 down, no bogeys.
Paige still with a 5-stroke lead on all the rest of the ladies on our lead card. Now the 1,000-footer. Most people are, especially with the tailwind we had today, are going to follow the drone flight and throw a hyzer through that narrow gap. Your second shot, you want to land even with or past this tree if possible. Third shot, you're throwing over this out of bounds creek and to the green so you can take your easy birdie. No prob. Ella will probably go putter, 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 birdie.
Ella did one of the biggest rollers we've ever seen on this hole yesterday.
Yes, she
from
did.
an FPO player.
I wonder if I don't know much about rollers. I wonder if the wind is okay for it. I don't think it is, but hopefully we get to see another one today. Missy going big turnover. I love this play. It doesn't quite get as much distance as if you go up the center, more narrow gap, but it does. There's plenty of room to work with over there.
Yeah, you're not bringing that tree into play, which you can hit if you throw the hyzer line. That looks like the same disc.
Yay.
DD3 roller.
It's in the sky. It's a roller.
It's a lot of cut.
Uh-oh. I mean,
It's fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fine.
pretty far.
Far enough where she can still get a birdie.
Paige really leaning on this Surge SS this tournament. Going air shot, big air shot. Yeah, that's great.
Huge.
Oh, wow. That is an Underworld, which is an incredibly understable fairway driver.
Roller again?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Wow.
Come on, Tailwind. Let it be. Look at
This is the understability of the disc flipping over. That is huge.
Oh my God.
She loves it. I love it.
I want to know how far this is.
I also want to know, like, the distance of Holyn's and Ella's yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Those
Yes.
were both so amazing.
Missy going up the right side along the creek, not trying to mess with it until her third shot.
I'm just blown away that she went understable fairway driver.
And this grass is so thick. It's so impressive that it got through all of this for that far. Paige also just shooting up the right-hand side.
Yeah, she's in a great spot to attack for her birdie.
It is crazy that Ella and Holyn will be going after Paige with such a big air shot off the tee.
Right. That was massive.
Yeah, Ella, she probably threw that every bit of 500 feet. 450, 500
At least
feet.
450.
Yep. And Holyn, is she even with the tree?
I think she got
my
farther
God, that is
than Ella did
crazy.
yesterday. I'm not sure. I would love to know, but that's got to be close to 6. Easily 550, right?
Yep.
I don't know. We're just making up numbers, but we're excited, and it's very far.
It's
She probably could have gone over the water if she really wanted
she
to.
just threw a little pitch, like kind of, 60% power hyzer.
Yeah, not messing with it. Very smart. Missy, this looks like a great line. Swinging out to the right. It just needs to finish and skip. And she's inside the circle for a birdie. Ella, I think that's a P2. That's what she did yesterday. Just a little stable putter action.
Perfect.
Yeah, great shot.
Even though there was a really stiff tailwind / left to right on this fairway, the green was relatively calm. It was in kind of a perfect little pocket where you didn't have as much wind action. Usually. I see that flag moving. It didn't move at all when my card came through.
It's another good approach shot from Paige. Holyn. Also looking pretty good. She goes a little too far as a comebacker.
Missy for her birdie from about 30 feet.
Boom. That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
That's to go 3 down on the round.
So clean.
Yeah, no bogeys. Just cruising. Holyn
Wow.
cashes that birdie.
Slightly downhill, no worries.
That's her first birdie of the round. She's been close on a lot of holes. I think she's 2 over right now.
Another birdie. 20% of the FPO field getting a birdie on this hole. And
Oh, wow.
I mean,
That's a lot in the wind. I mean,
looks like
it's a
we might
tailwind,
see-
so.
Yeah, it looks like we might see 100% on this card, though.
Mhm.
Come on.
Yeah. And Paige leading the field and leading the way. I think she's 4 down with that one. Let's see.
Let's take a peek at their card.
I've been trying to do math, goose math.
Not as much green as yesterday, but goose math still shows a lot of green.
Paige and Missy, super clean out there. Ella getting back to even with 2 birdies in a row. Holyn, just a few bogeys to begin with, but that was an unbelievable hole. We'll see if it gives her some momentum on the back.
Definitely. And like we said earlier, the ultimate style play is tough in these winds, especially as we turn the corner and have a bunch of headwind. The rest of the field, not as many under par. That's not as regular of occurrence. We see a lot more people closer to even par or even a couple strokes over.
Evelina and Katrina overtaking Holyn at the moment with a 3 and 4 down respectively. Still a lot of golf out there.
Yeah, the back nine played harder than ever. So you guys please tune in, hang out with us again for 9 more holes. Thanks again to our FPO VIP members. You guys absolutely rule and we appreciate you. You keep us going every week. If you're interested in joining, it is $10 a month and it keeps us and GK Pro able to bring you guys these beautiful FPO footage. My name's Madison Walker.
And I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Hot.
Honk.